Good afternoon, this is Jeff with Sewer Tech Northwest. Today we're at property address 13340 Southwest Hanson Road here in Beaverton. I describe everything as if you're standing in the street facing the front of the home. So the clean out here, we are way off to the left of the doorway. We're almost at the front left corner of the house here, just a few feet in from it. You got a big, huge 3-inch ABS clean out sticking out of the ground here. Cannot miss it. That's how I like them to be, and certainly you do too if you ever have to use the thing. We're going to check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. Water is running. Off we go. Right out of the gate, that is an absolutely spiffy clean flow line. That is exactly how you want your pipe to look right there. And that is made possible by essentially one living habit. Obviously, you don't want to put things like paper towels and wipes and junk like that down the line. And I include flushable wipes in the improper category. They're slightly less terrible than paper towels are. But the main thing that keeps your line clean and keeps it that way is your habits as it relates to cooking oil and grease. Fats in general going down your kitchen sink drain. It's the number one thing that gunks your pipe up. This is an example right here of a household that does not appear to have ever put a drop of bacon grease down the sink. This thing is crazy clean. I don't expect everyone to live quite that clean, but this is a beautiful example of doing it. Transitioning here to 4-inch 3034 PVC pipe. I've been doing this 13 years now. I've cambered almost 25,000 sewer lines. I have done drain cleaning, repairs, you name it. And at this point in my career, I am more concerned about grease buildup than I am most structural issues, especially in smooth plastic pipe like this. Things like bellies in the line, offsets, a lot of them get nitpicked in real estate transactions, and most of them are honestly meaningless unless you're abusing the heck out of your line. What I've found over the years is that it is often a certain combination of things. It's usually some kind of structural defect, whether it's a belly or an offset, coupled with a homeowner gunking the line up with a ton of grease buildup, which basically acts like glue, and then finishes the job off by wadding up a football size, wad of paper towels. Even toilet paper at that point can cause the issue. And it's usually a conjunction of issues like that result in a blockage. So the best thing you can do for your line as far as maintenance goes is just treating it nice. Don't put cooking oil and grease down it. All right, we've hit the main here at about 48 feet. We're gonna go locate that really quick here while the pipe drains out. And we'll take another look at this line's so clean, usually I have to wait for the line to drain out. It's so clean I can see right through the water. I don't suspect we're gonna find anything coming back. All right, I'm about to pull back a little bit. I'm trying to locate over where the city did their paint markings, and I'm picking up a really weak signal. It does appear to be the sewer camera, but it's really hard to tell. It's a deep sewer line. And this was walking up to this thing, after the amount of years I've been doing this, anytime you get a line like this that comes out below grade, below street level, in this case, we're probably about 2-3 feet below street level. Almost 100% of sewer lines that are set up this way, even if the main lateral is 20 feet deep and you have got way more room than you need to grade the sewer line, they almost always result in a belly. Why, I don't know. It's just how it seems to shake out. So whoever did the install on this did a beautiful job doing it. I would have bet you $100 this thing would have had a belly in it somewhere. It's that common. Many of which are not really meaningful. It's just one of those things that happens. All the 3034 PVC there looks fantastic. It's graded beautifully. All the pipe joints are tight. Spotless clean. All right, got to locate there. So if you're again standing out in the road, the line runs essentially a dead straight shot. It's very easy to figure out where the line goes. I was going to just tell you a landmark there. It goes underneath. There's a tree stump out here with a bunch of saw cuts in the top of it. The line goes just about underneath that. But this is why I was having a hard time locating. This thing is deep. That does a really hard vertical dive right here. And right here, that line just sank 4 feet right there on its own. And the line, as it sits at the house, I want to say starts out at probably 3 to 4 feet deep almost. So whoever installed this, considering the conditions they were working with here, did a magnificent job doing it. Anytime you get a nosedive like that, 90% of them on their own whether you have these conditions or not, will end up with a belly somewhere in them. That's where you lose all your grade, and it's often a sign of a lazy installer when you get a nosedive like that. In this case, whoever did it did a proper job doing it, and you rarely see that. What you almost always get is a belly at the base of the hard vertical dive, and then immediately after that you get into the PVC pipe and you'll have 3 other bellies too, because they, excuse my language, refer to it as pissing away the grade. About 4 feet of depth you could use to gently grade the sewer line. Sorry, my camera went back the direction I didn't want to there. Oh, sorry. My camera was upside down there, and I first looked at that. I thought we were going down a vertical drop there. We are now going backwards inside the house. And I love doing this. There's some homeowners know especially homes that have some defects in the line that can cause buildup, like that little bit of tan stuff you see on the sidewalls there. That probably amounts for all the grease that has ever gone down this line. This thing is insanely clean. But one of the things that some folks will do, they'll preemptively clean their sewer line. They'll hydrojet them to get them all spiffy, to look good for the sale, to minimize the impact some things are having on flow. But no one ever jets backwards. So when you go backwards, that's where you get to see how things were really were before the cleaning. And I've got almost the same cleanliness on the inside as you do on the outside, which is remarkable to see. It's one of the ways you can tell too, a little pointer, if an issue has ever led to a backup. That's where you'll find your evidence, because a lot of times the exterior has been cleaned by that point. The inside almost never gets touched. That's where you get to see all the buildup. Anyway, keep doing what these folks have been doing here. Wipe your pans out with a paper towel after the pan cools down. Pour the grease into a jar, scrape it off into a trash can after it cools down. You just don't want it going down your line. You can keep the line looking clean just like this. And if you're newer to home ownership, it's an especially important habit to keep up with if you have little ones in the household that are still learning how to fold toilet paper and are balling it up like a softball. Toilet paper blockages, balled toilet paper, are the most common types of blockages out there. Many of them will break loose naturally on their own without you even realizing it happened. You know, they're often busting loose after 5 feet or so of pipe fill up behind them. Combination of the head pressure and disintegration moves it on its way. When your pipe walls are greased up, especially thick layer of it, it acts like glue. That same blockage that would otherwise break loose easily can now withstand, let's say, 20 or 30 feet of pipe filling up behind it. But it's more likely your run-of-the-mill, what should have been a temporary blockage will turn into a sewer event. It also is especially problematic when the occasional improper items do go down line. They get stuck to it and they stay stuck to it. So, very good maintenance habit to keep up with. Absolutely fabulous looking sewer line there. Good flow end to end, all the pipes in good condition, and to boot, spotless clean. Sewer line is functioning properly at this time. You rarely get all those things on one sewer line.